Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Legal Alien Corner here. I have some familiar faces and we have a new face. You probably might not haven't seen her before, but at the same time, she's gonna come over here and talk about herself in a minute, okay? My name is Mr. Joey Mumba, aka Mr. Bantu. I am your host for today, and this is a place where you want to get the latest news of music, Africans doing music in the States, wherever. This is a place to go. You get what I'm saying? But right now we have a special guest. I'm gonna introduce you. Her name is Winnie M. She is from Congo and she spent some time in Zambia as well too, right?
Yeah.
That's
Actually,
Uh-huh.
instead of Winnie M,
Yeah.
it's Winnie Mukadi,
There you go.
and I'm from Zambia.
Oh yeah, she is from Zambia.
Yeah, my husband is
Ah.
Congolese.
You
So
see,
it's still
my
a mix up.
apologies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But so we're gonna focus on the gospel today, okay? Usually we have music where we're dealing with Afro pop, different types of music, but today is gonna be very special, okay? So before we get started, I always want to start with a fun fact, just in case you guys didn't know. So today's fun fact we're gonna talk about. I want to see if you guys know about it too. Haiti. So Haiti has decided to be part of the African Union connection. Did you guys know that?
Oh,
Well, this happened probably like 5 years ago, but
Okay.
they're now considered as part of the African connection.
I found
So
out
they
today.
get the huh?
I
I have
found
no
out
idea.
You
today.
found that today?
Found out today.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's a long overdue process. You get what I'm saying?
Wow.
A lot of these places like the Caribbeans that have the African ancestry, these are people that acknowledge that they come from Africa, and for them to be accepted in African connection,
Mhm.
that's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
They might as well be part of Africa.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you guys before we get started, with the government and what's been happening, especially in like Nigeria, when it comes to like issues like SARS. What do you guys know about it? What is your opinions on that?
I don't really have enough information about that, but I saw videos on
Okay.
Instagram and Facebook, and I actually have friends that live there in Nigeria, and they were complaining about the whole situation.
Mhm.
What made me feel angry and be a little concerned about the whole thing was in Africa we are never known to kill each other in that way.
Mhm.
I was told in what I read that at one point they had to turn off lights, so it went dark, and then the cops started shooting.
Mm.
Yeah. So if you actually see the video of that, it's really bad. You see people's
They actually
faces
have
and
a video of cops.
there are a lot of videos. Yeah, there not videos of cops shooting, but there are videos of people being shot.
Mm.
Yeah, I saw a lot of disturbing videos. It's really disturbing.
I mean, the most important thing here is that nobody should be dying of gun, shots or gun wounds.
Yeah.
It's I know it's a lot of things going on in Africa, not just Nigeria.
Mm.
I heard about Cameroon.
Oh, yeah.
There's I don't know if there's a conflict between the French side and the English side. One of my friends was telling me about kids being shot. They were at school, and then somebody just came in and then just shot the kids. Like, that shouldn't be the world that we're living in.
Yeah.
I think that needs to stop.
Mhm.
Violence, and it shouldn't be, especially for us Africans. We've been through a lot.
Absolutely.
It's about time we came together and just express love.
Exactly.
We are one people. We should
Absolutely.
express love and just we need peace
Absolutely.
wherever there's conflict or whatever. My country, Congo, there's a lot of stuff going on over there. It's really sad. It's sad. Yeah.
Yeah, going back to your question,
Yes.
what SARS is more like SARS is more like a gang.
Okay.
Also, more like police brutality toward its citizens
Kind
of
of
the
like
country.
what's happening here in the States as
using
well.
those kind of military force
Okay.
to execute their own citizens. So that's pretty much what it is. I don't have much details on what exactly is going on because we already have our own issues going on
Absolutely.
in Congo. So whatever's going on in the neighboring country, I know it's really important, but also got a lot of focus on Congo. I'm from Congo, by the way. So there's so much going on in Congo. Cobalt, copper, diamonds.
Mhm.
It's been you have a lot of kids that have been really mistreated
Mhm.
and all these iPhones that we use in the United States, all the materials come from the Congo.
Mhm.
A lot of kids have been exploited illegally.
Mhm.
That's against human rights. So there's been a lot of talks going on about that.
Yes.
So that's where my focus has been lately about Congo. So about Nigeria, I just know little drops
Okay.
out there. Yeah.
I did some research just a few times. I was interested in seeing if people have been catching on to this. So what I've learned, this is coming from the Nigerian people themselves. So they say SARS is kind of like it's a police force that's hired to take care of things that's involving corruption, or they are there's a military behind it, you know, where they're making sure the streets are safe and everything. But it appears that SARS is just a name that has been made right now currently, but the same organization existed. So they had four different organizations which they were doing the same thing. So their thing is, when I see like a Nigerian with a nice phone and nice shoes, automatically they think like he's part of a scam or a business, and that's what they've been trying to stop.
So were they protesting against SARS?
There were most people have been protesting against SARS, the organization itself, but it's has changed its name from different ones. So whenever they have, example, a different name like A1 Army or something like that, and then they're doing the same thing what SARS has been doing. The government make sure it's gone. They dismantle it, but then when they create a new system, they hire the same people from that organization to go into this one. So that's what SARS is. SARS has been happening for about maybe 4 years, but with just different names. You know, so and the people that's being targeted are like, you know, younger guys with nice phones and iPhones and stuff, which is kind of sad. But shout outs to the people in Nigeria. Hold your head up, and we hope everything is okay there in your country. Okay, so we're moving on. We're still speaking with Winnie Mukadi.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. You know, something brief. If people have never seen you on this platform.
Okay. I'm a mother of three.
Okay.
Yes. I'm a
Happily
worshiper, and I'm married to a very handsome and loving man. And I love music. I love God. I love music. We have a big family. Yeah. What else do you want to know?
We have some time to get to know you today. Okay. Now, as far as like music wise, when would you say that you started? You picked up a microphone.
Um.
Picked up a
I should
microphone,
say-
singing in church. Were you a singer in church first before you started?
Oh yes, I've been
Okay.
singing in the choir all my life.
Mhm.
I was in the Sunday choir. I was in the school choir. So I've been singing all my life
Okay.
since I was in Sunday school.
Okay.
Yeah, and after I grew up, I started singing in the choir as a worship leader in my local church back home in Zambia and here in America too.
Absolutely. Okay. And here in America, there's one special person that you've been working with as far
Oh,
as
yes.
production wise.
Of course.
Can you point that man out right now? We want to see.
This guy.
And he's chilling over there like,
Yeah, I've been working with
just
this
waiting.
guy, not just here in America.
Yeah.
We've been working together
Oh,
since
since Zambia.
Zambia, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
We've
Yeah.
I've known Winnie for over
So who
almost 20
discovered
years.
who first? Did you know about him in the neighborhood making music, or somebody
No.
told you about her?
It wasn't. First of all, it wasn't music.
It wasn't music. We did
I think drama.
drama.
Oh, it was drum.
He was in.
You're an
I used to
actor.
act.
He used to
No,
act, and I
that
used
is-
to
Go
act.
figure. Huh?
So
We met at it was an event, like
an
acting
event,
event,
yeah,
right?
an
Okay.
event, yeah,
Yeah. So
acting event.
we were acting, and you know, like we used to have like when there's an event, there's like a break. I think a friend of mine who knew her introduced her to me.
Okay.
Like, oh, this is Winnie. She sings, and you know, I kind of started complimenting her about the show that they had. I was like, oh wow, you're a good actress, and I think that's how we met.
Yeah.
And then we started seeing each other, more often.
How old was she at the time?
I can't remember. How old were you?
I don't remember.
No, I thought
6 years old.
Probably 16, 15, 16.
Wow.
Something like that.
Something
Yeah.
like
Long
that. Yeah.
At that time, you were just involved in the church. You haven't picked up a microphone, nothing.
No, I had.
Okay.
I was not just in the church that
Okay.
time because I remember the first album me and my friends did. I was in my, I think, sixth grade.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we did
Like
an
a full
album.
album.
We did a full album. So
Wow.
we did a full album with my friends from school. But the guy was working on the producer that time had to move away from our town to another town, and we were young. We didn't follow up. We didn't do anything like that. Yeah, until later on when I met Didy, with now musically,
Yes.
musical wise, then we started working on something.
Okay. Okay. You write your own songs.
I do.
When was your first song?
The first
Do you
song I
remember the
wrote,
words?
yeah, I do. It was "I Wish I Had Wings."
I wish I had
Oh,
wings.
I remember
Yeah.
that.
And we'll go into that. There's a special story to that
Oh yes.
with the wings. But before we do that, we're gonna actually go on commercial break right now, and we have some sponsors here, and we'll be right back. Today's sponsorship is brought to you by FlexProAuto.com. They fix up makes and models at half the dealer's price. All you gotta do is call, text, email, and get an estimate today. If you're in the local DMV area, call 240-770-0356. FlexProAuto.com. Get 20% off when you mention Legal Alien Studios or with a flyer. Welcome back. And those are from the sponsors. So if you guys have anything that you want to be advertised, and the rest of the world's pretty much going to see it, just go ahead and go into the description, and we're going to take care of you as far as sponsorship wise. So now back to Winnie Mukadi. We're going to get personal,
Okay.
deep, and the people want to know exactly. They know who you are, but they want to know the reason why the music is like this. Why you have so much passion, because I've heard you sing. You have a lot of passion when you sing, and you can actually like feel it, you know. And before we go on, one time I was in the car, and actually the CD Grace.
I remember that.
I told him, and I was there during the process when you recorded it, and I listened to the song. But it's been almost like I'll say 3 years before I listened to it, and I was using his car, and I was actually driving to go to the store, and the CD was just in there. I just started listening to the song. I was like, I never realized how good this music is.
Wow.
It was pretty awesome. And I came and so I was like, yo,
Yeah.
this is dope. Like, I've heard it before, but I feel like I'm listening to it with fresh ears. So now, how was the first album, Grace? What did it do for you, like commercial wise, as far as like, you know, did more people get to know who you were, you know, after that release of the album?
Yeah. Because like you said, that was my first album. So we had, of course.
First solo album. Remember your first album when?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Yes. So that wasn't my first album actually. I'm sorry. That was my second album.
Okay.
Yes. So the first one I did with my friend Angie back home, and then she's also here in America.
Okay.
Then the second one, that's the one I did solo. Yeah.
Okay.
It was good. I think, and I felt like people communicated with me more because they had to hear some part of a different kind of touch than I used to do back home of music. And also I think that album put me on a spot where I would say I am right now. Because of that album, a lot of people started discovering me because of the commercials we did with that album, all the work we did with the album made me where I am.
Awesome. Ask you something that people would like to know. April 12th is a very special day for you. It means something a lot. April 12th is when you lost your father.
Oh my God, yo! Oh
Huh?
my God, yes. How did you know
I
that?
do my homework.
Oh my God, yeah, it's very special to me. Yes.
Tell us the
Um.
transition in that because a lot can
Oh,
happen.
why
Tell
you
us
doing that? Why
tell
you
us
doing this?
they need to see it. They need to hear it. They can
Okay.
hear it in their music, but they need to really hear it from you. Tell us before April 12th.
Oh, okay.
How was life
So
before April 12th?
it was hard. I remember I was in my 7th grade. Like you said, that's when my dad died. So my dad, I think he was, I'm saying I think because I was young. I didn't see him sick.
How old were you then?
I was,
7 years old. Something.
sir, should be 14,
Okay.
13.
14, 13.
Yeah, because you know, fathers, now that I'm a mother myself, I understand why it was like that. When we get sick, we don't want to show it to our children that we are sick. We don't want our children to see that weak a part of us. So that's why I said I think. So I think my dad was sick for a long time, but he never showed it to us. He went to work, we ate together, we did everything that we used to do together. So for me, my remembering was he got sick on the 1st of April and then he passed on the 12th. But that was like a life changer. Like everything just turned. That was like, I was young, but I could feel the tension in the house. He was the breadwinner, and my mom was not working at that time, and she was just she loved farming and all that. So it changed from this family that could manage a meal to a family that cannot. From being in the house that looks better to a house without electricity. Everything changed, as in dramatically everything just changed. It's yeah.
And at that time, you had your brothers that were in school, like boarding
Yeah,
school.
my brothers were in boarding school and my sister was not in boarding, but they had to come back from boarding school because it was expensive.
It was
My
expensive.
mom couldn't afford
Yes.
paying for them. It became expensive and they had to come back. We had to we had to oh my gosh, we
Come on, you got it.
You got it.
You got
really
it. You got it.
yeah, we had to oh my gosh, we had
They
to
advanced.
see, since my mom was a farmer, right? So we had to wait until harvest time comes for us to have like a good meal. I would say, yeah. So when we sell the crops, that's when we have like, at least I'm gonna have a meal.
And you guys,
You
just
got it.
just to
Oh
to,
my
to keep
gosh.
you
You got
informed,
it.
harvest season is a certain time. So which means throughout the whole months, there's no food or
Yeah.
any other things by any means for you to sell or to have any type of money. On when you plant food, it doesn't grow overnight. It takes some months.
Yeah.
And then once the food is available to be selling, that's the only way that she could get money to go to school. You know what I mean?
Eat
So
well.
Yeah, and you know, you lived in Zambia, right?
of course.
There's that thing of if you haven't paid school fees, they'll be chasing you out of class all the time. I was one of those kids whereby I went in class and tells you haven't paid, you need to go.
Yeah.
You haven't paid, you need to go. I went through that a lot of times. That's why when I sing, when I say I'm dedicated to what I do, worship, it speaks so much for my life. Where I am today, it's a huge testimony.
Yeah.
Everything has just been about prayer. It's like, if you don't pray, if I don't commit myself to prayer and God, where am I going to be?
Right.
From this kid who was spoiled, being the last born of the family, and then you come to this kid now who can't even afford a meal, and to a kid who's I just have to finish even just grade 12. Like, I have to graduate. It's all pulling and pushing because there's no money. Most of the times I won't be in class because I don't have money. But I had to push through. God saw all that. God made a way that I was going to finish high school. I sponsored myself into college. I did so many things. Though college too, I remember I started doing mass communication. I wanted to be a journalist so bad. So I started doing mass communication, and I couldn't afford it because I was paying for myself, working and paying. But still, God made a way that he gave me even a job that I did not even qualify for. To get the job that I had, I needed to have some degree in banking and finance. But God still gave me that job. I went through interviews, all those tests and exams. I still got the job. I worked as a loan consultant, and I was not qualified for that job. But still, God gave it to me. So when I worship, when I sing, I know what I'm doing. Like, I can't hear anybody telling me, "Oh, you've been doing this, you're not famous, or we don't even know you," whatever. I'm like, I don't care about all those things. It's not about being famous or chasing fame. It's about me, what God has done for me.
Right.
It's about where he took me and
Yeah.
where I am today. I'm in America.
Absolutely.
If anybody would read my book,
Yes.
nobody would know I would be here. So
And in that transaction, the transition, I'm sorry, you were able to, other people were able to discover not just the singing, but your writing ability with your first song that you wrote, If I Had Wings.
yeah.
How did that process go?
So that song, I wrote it when I was actually chased out of class because of payment. That was in my 8th grade. And I started thinking, what if I had wings? Maybe I would have been somewhere. Maybe I would have just come to you, God, and just explain myself. Like, can you see? Can you really see what I'm going through? So can I just have these wings and maybe fly? I'm looking at the birds. When you see birds, they look so happy. They look so free. They'll just be flying everywhere. But we don't know what birds go through. Sometimes I'm sure birds don't even have food. They will look for water. They'll look for food. But they look so free because they have strength to fly, right?
Absolutely.
So that was the birth of the song, If I Wish I Had Wings.
Absolutely. And the response was pretty much
It was good, yes, because we were singing it in remember, I did it when I was young. So we used to do, I taught a few friends of mine, and we used to do it in church, the Sunday school, or the when we graduated from Sunday school, we went to another level, like a little adult. Yeah, so we used to do that song, whether it's Christmas or whatever they would call us to sing. We used to do that song a lot.
awesome. Awesome. And at that time, the person that gave you the opportunity to do that, shout out to Pastor Newton Chanda Mulenga.
Yes.
Huh?
That's
Tell him right there. He's watching. He gotta. Yeah.
Yes, that's my father right there. That's my spiritual dad, Pastor Newton, Bishop Newton Chandamlenga.
Yes.
Yes, from Grace
Put the
Ministries
bishop
Mission
on the name.
in Indola, Copperbelt Province.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So fast forward, you've gone through the trials and tribulation back in Zambia. Now you're here. Of course, we talked about the time that you started working with Didy, and just to be in that environment of music. Do you realize that? When did you realize that sometimes this takes a lot of work as far as like video planning and stuff like that? What is your daily routine like to prepare for things like going to the studio? Maybe some people they drink like olive oil, like what is it? Do you drink tea? Do you?
I'm pretty bad at that, but I do drink tea. I've tried to take like raw eggs. I
Raw
hate that.
eggs?
Yeah, I hate that thing, and
People do that.
Mr. A&R,
Yeah.
the people that you look for talent, do they ever do raw eggs too? I think they should start doing raw eggs when they come to you, right?
Well, I don't even know whether they took all eggs or Original.
Before you bring him to this guy,
Right.
they gotta drink orange eggs, right?
Not necessarily. They obviously have some sample songs
Uh-huh.
on the flash disc or CD or whatever that is. If it sounds good, then I do the introduction to Diddy. He can tell
Mhm.
when the way to work with him. Some artists feel like they already know it all.
Okay.
They're hard to work with.
Mhm.
So he finds the strategies to accommodate the guys. I'm not really patient with that.
In what ways? Are you able to just kick out somebody if they really like they suck? If
Well, no, kick
they don't
out.
meet your standard.
No, I'll tell you. I'll tell you if I'll try. I try to be diplomatic as much as I can. But if you keep being stubborn in your ways, and then I go directly to the point without recording, yeah, so you can feel it.
Mhm.
You get real feedback.
What about you, sir?
For me,
Raw
the raw
eggs,
eggs,
please.
I've actually tried that myself.
What?
I've done that myself.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I've
it
never
works.
heard of it before.
It's disgusting, but it
Yeah.
works.
What does it do?
When I used to sing, when I used to sing, I think I heard that from somebody. I think a friend of mine was talking about it. He's like, hey, look, if you try raw eggs, like just drink it, and your voice becomes better. I was like, yo, at that point, man, I didn't like my voice anyway. So I was like, I have nothing to lose. Let me just drink these and see what happens. I think what it does is it just, like when you're a singer, when you're trying to sing like high notes and then you can't reach them, like your voice is rusty and all. Raw eggs kind of makes the voice smooth.
Do they come out scrambled? It's a bad joke. It's a bad joke. It's okay.
Wow.
Go ahead.
The thing, I think it just makes your throat smooth.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna make your voice better.
Better, but
If
it
you have a
just.
bad voice,
I think you can hit some
yeah.
notes really well.
Yeah.
I bet because I didn't take it much.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
yeah, it's nasty, but hey, I think it does the
does
job
wonders,
for people who sing. People who have a voice,
Mm-hmm.
and you take that,
Mhm.
it'll help you.
Okay.
Don't think if you don't have a good voice and you take that, it's gonna make your voice good all of a sudden. No, it doesn't work like that.
Though one of the things, one of the things that has helped me though is just to keep drinking water, keep taking in water, the room temperature water, and also to see when you boil water, they sell those steamers. You can actually get and steam your throat or your voice.
You put the steamer in your throat?
I don't know how they do it. I've
Oh.
never used it before, but I do. What I do is when you boil water, just like a cup, you just so you let that hot air goes on your
This is
throat
before performance.
before performance, like 15 minutes before
You guys
performance.
got a secret right there.
And do that.
I wish we had a video. Maybe the director is gonna edit the Steam video right here. If not, you guys don't be quick to think about. Okay, let me go ahead now.
Yeah.
Not risk that. We're not responsible for that.
Yeah.
All right. So fast forward. Your new single. Let's talk about that. What is the name of it? What was it like? And you recently shot a video for it too.
Yes.
So let's talk about that. Like, who's it used by? All
That
that.
one. It's gonna be so good. It's already good.
Okay.
But for those that
Yeah.
are waiting,
Yeah.
you're gonna be blessed. It's a very nice song. The title is "I Will Wait."
Mm-hmm.
I will wait.
Like you guys are doing right now. You're gonna be
Yes,
waiting.
I
for the
will
track.
wait.
Mhm.
Produced by Mastamind.
This guy and
Yes.
he's chilling and just
Yes, it's a very very special song.
Mhm.
In a way that it has a different rhythm to it. It has different beat. It has. I'm saying
Danceable.
different because I've never done anything like that.
Okay.
So it's my first time doing something like that. It's very new, thanks to Didy Mastamind, and it's danceable. It will make you pray. It will make you dance. It will make you worship. It will make you do so many things with it. It's a beautiful song. The message, the message itself
Yes.
is very nice.
How was the video shoot?
The video shoot went well. I can't wait for you guys to see it.
Okay. That's good. That's awesome. And Fun fact: your daughter also sings too, and she plays
Oh,
piano.
Yeah, she does play piano. Yes.
She has her own YouTube a
Yes,
channel as
she
well too.
does.
She's a star in the
Yes.
making as well,
None is
following after
on.
mommy. You get what I'm
Yes.
saying? And yeah, absolutely. Huh?
Yep.
Mr. Producer.
Yes, sir.
He's sitting there proud. I made that track.
No, I'm very proud of Winnie.
Mhm.
We've worked together for a long time,
Yes.
and just to see the transition, and the growth,
Mhm.
the maturity in, like in music, you know, from where I met her and how we started working. First of all, I would thank her because she believed in me
Mhm.
when I didn't really have much experience.
Mhm.
She saw my talent. I was making beats on this laptop, like with a computer microphone and all that. She believed in me. She started working with me when, like, I didn't really have a
From the
studio.
very
From the
basics.
basics.
Okay.
Came over here. She told me what her plans were, and she told me she wants to work on an album. At that time, she was living in North Carolina, Charlotte. I was here.
Mm.
So Grace, the album took us how long? 2 years
2
almost.
years.
2 years.
2 years.
Wow.
Not because I was slow, but
Yeah, it's just
because
the commute
she
and
used to
everything.
come like every maybe like once
every month or so.
no,
No.
every 3-4 months.
Wow.
Yeah. When she comes over, we'll do maybe 3-4 songs. She goes
Mhm.
back, and then if she made a mistake,
Mhm.
she would have to wait until the next time she comes back here.
Okay.
But we still managed to do it. I mean, she had a lot of opportunities to work with a lot of people over there in Charlotte,
Yes.
but she chose to wait until she gets back here to finish the project with me. So just her believing in me and everything that I was doing, I'm grateful.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Mhm.
That's good. Mr. A now,
Yeah, man.
quick question. A gospel person comes at and he say he wants to be managed by you and they can't sing. What's your next step after that?
Well,
A gospel singer, remember. You
the
can't
gospel singer is really worshiping,
Mhm.
praising the Lord.
Mhm.
You know, you're not trying to sing to impress people or anything. It sounds good to God. That's pretty much what it is. So when you're looking
So
on the business aspect of it,
Yeah.
it doesn't really come anymore more like this other kind of music. So
So are you saying you wouldn't manage that?
I'll listen to your music and I want to take it anyway. So it is.
you be there. Amen. Amen. Praise God. That's it. That's it.
Praise the Lord. Yeah. That's
What was
it.
your reaction when you heard, let's say, a new single?
Mhm.
I will wait.
Oh, when I heard that one was bingo, man. That one was top notch. You know, well, with Winnie, she's already mastered a craft. So there's no doubt with her work. So I have no comment on what she does. It's a good song. You can praise the Lord. You can feel like the vibe, the Holy Spirit in the building. You know that. But I don't know how to go with it. Not her song specifically, but gospel general, business wise. It's not doing as much as the other kind of music, which is very sad worldwide. That's fact.
Mm.
But as long as God is bouncing to it, man, that's more than enough.
Awesome.
I think to add on what he's saying, with gospel music and gospel artists, it's not about the fame. It's not about how many CDs am I going to sell. You know, because the main purpose is you're doing it because of God. You're praising God. You're worshiping Him. If that brings money, great.
Great.
If that sells CDs, just you, kind of putting out the message, preaching, telling people about how good God is. If it brings money, good.
So
If you're a gospel artist and you're thinking about the money and how many CDs you're going to sell, then you're missing out on the main purpose of you as a gospel artist. So it's two different markets, like Alex was saying. you know, with the stuff that I guess is he works with mostly, we're looking at, okay, does that person have talent? What is that person going to bring in? Like, if we work with this person, what are we going to get? You know, but with gospel, it's different.
Absolutely.
I think that's my 2 cents on that.
That's very true.
Yeah, just to add on what you're saying, that with gospel it's different. You're right, because when we talk about the money part, there are a lot of gospel singers that are making a lot of money compared to the other,
Right.
yeah. But like you said, gospel, like it says gospel, it's all about the message that we put out there. Our main goal is to win souls to the kingdom of God. So if we focus on, let me be famous and let me chase money, that's where we lose it. Because my goal as a Christian artist is it's business, and at the same time it's blessing. It's a blessing, kind of, because we spend money too. For us to put out good music, we have to have money to put it out there. For me to shoot a video, I need money to do that. So a lot of people like saying, why are you charging us? Why are you selling us?
You should be giving it
You
out
should be giving it for free because it's gospel. But that's the wrong way of looking at it. Because I put in money. I put in everything that I have for you guys to be blessed out there. So why can't you bless me the same way? It won't be the same way, because probably what I put in was even more than what's gonna come back.
Right.
But my goal is to reach out. The Bible talks about when we hear the gospel goes to the corners of the world, then we know that Christ is about to come, something like that. So how are we gonna do that? So our goal is to reach out, to reach as many people as we are supposed to reach. You know, for the gospel to go to the corners of the world, like the Bible says, we have to you people watching gotta buy, gotta support, gotta do all those things for the gospel of God to be all over the nations, to all the corners of the nation. Believe me, there are some countries that they've never heard God in their lives before. And there are some nations whereby they hide in their closets just to read the Bible. So like social media, it's helping a lot. Somebody can go in the closet with their phone and just hear me sing, or just a pastor preach, or just, things like that. But for all those things to happen, money has to be involved. Many people say, oh, you love money. Christians nowadays, they love money, but guess what? We need to have money to put out the gospel out there.
Absolutely.
Money gotta be involved.
Right.
Absolutely.
And the market gotta grow. We need to grow the market too.
Absolutely. You guys hear that, right? Gospel artists need as much support as you give these people trap music, Afro pop music, all these guys that you praise on the music business. Gospel artists are the same way as well too. But let me throw a little branch in the conversation a little. Okay, what about pastors, certain pastors that's living mega lives, yachts, boats, and all these other things? Like, some people might not understand that.
I will not comment much on that.
I'm sure King of Kasai
Huh?
has-
What's your
I will
comment on
not-
that, sir?
I will not comment much on that. But what I know is, if you're preaching the true gospel, let people be touched and they'll be able to give. If that's what you're trying to talk about, like those pastors that live in mansions, and first of all, everybody, Christians and non-Christians, we are called to have a good life.
Okay.
First of all, it becomes a bad thing when I'm way on top of my good life and my brother is way down and I can't help my brother or my sister. That's where it becomes a problem. But we are all called to have a good life. So if I'm super rich, I want my people, my congregation, if I was a pastor, to be somewhere too, because I don't want, just that gap where we have like very poor people and then very crazy rich people like that, but we are all called children of God. We need to help one another. So I don't know what they do, but that's all I can
Understandable.
say.
I understand. I was just
The truth
asking
of the
this
matter
question.
is, a church is an organization. Pastor works for God.
Mm.
He survives through the tithe that we give. So the tithe is a 10% of your income that you pay to God. And because the pastor is your God's representative, he's the one who does the preaching and all that, he's the one who uses, so it's pretty much like his daily living. Now, when we come to the point where you say pastors on yachts and mansions, it all depends the type of church he has, or what type of who are the ships in that church. If you've got members who are millionaires, obviously you take 10% of $1 million, it's about $100,000. It goes, obviously, like I said, it's an organization. We have deacons, we have secretaries, treasurers who keep, and then he has a salary that he takes. The 10% goes to God, and it's your pastor that usually accumulate that money. But sometimes now people feel some type of way because they feel like their money is being wasted by giving by a pastor. But that's not the case. You don't have to. The word of God is very mysterious. If you want to think in a very human being way, you get confused. So it's just been made that way.
Yeah, because if you think about it, the money that we give to the church, it's for so many things. There are so many things that needed to be paid for in a church. We need electricity to be taken care of. We need all the choir. Some churches, they get paid. Some churches choir members get paid. They need to pay people. They need to pay people that just speak this and that outside the church, and all those things. The bills, the bills for the church need to be paid. So I think that goes, the money that people give as tithe and offerings goes to that. But I would just want to respond on what he says about the if I heard it right, like they'll get from the tithe. I can give an example of like my spiritual father, Newton Mlenga. He's one of the pastors that held business summits at church. Even now they do that. He encouraged the church to go into farming, encouraged the church to do more businesses, because his thinking was, if we have more people doing that, we're not gonna have that mentality of asking from people. The tithe comes, the offerings comes, but those monies that people bring, therefore the church use, the bills and everything. But he has a living too. He's a businessman, and encourages people to do more business in the church. He encourages young people to focus on school so they can have their own money. So it cannot be like a problem to bring tithe or to give your neighbor or to give street kids and the homeless people and all that.
The tithe is mandatory. When you don't give tithe, you're considered as a thief to God. So what happens is, as long as you're doing the God's requirement, if they misuse, they are answerable to God. So we usually feel some type of way judging them because, oh no, you bought a business. No, that's not your problem. You've done your part based on what God requires you to do. That's what they say, the salvation is individual.
Yeah.
So when you do your part, if they misuse it, that's their problem.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I know a little bit about
not just the day and now, but also a scholar when it comes to the Bible as well too. But I want to end this off. Before we end this off, is a quote, from the Bible, from Psalms 55, verse 22. Something that you probably went through. Give all your burdens to the Lord, and He will take care of you. Believe that 100%.
Yeah.
Of course.
We believe that.
We do believe that.
believe that.
Oh yes. But anyways, we come into a close here. Legal Alien Corner, episode number
3.
Just making sure, because last time I probably
messed
messed up. I messed up last time. I said 3, but I'm sorry, the numbers. But anyways, thanks for the guys behind the scenes. We have Bernard, cameraman. We have Samba, the cameraman as well too. And we have you guys, the viewers, viewing in from Africa, whichever it is. We thank you very much and look forward to seeing you next time.
Follow
right.
us, please. Support Winnie's music.
Winnie Mukadi's music.
If you haven't
Look for
subscribed to our YouTube, please go ahead and
Yep.
do that.
The
She has great
YouTube
stuff
is
coming
right
up.
here. You
There
see
we
that?
go.
That's her
Yeah.
YouTube. So look out for her new single, and we'll
Spotify
catch you
too.
guys. Spotify,
Right.
yes.
On all platforms, as a matter
All,
of fact.
all platforms, yes.
Speaking of
Mhm.
YouTube, yeah.
All right, guys. If you want to see D2, yeah, go ahead and do that. I don't know if we still print CDs.
Ah,
Ah.
Nah, okay, no
going
problem.
down. Yeah.
All right, guys, we're good.
Peace out. Bro, you should have warned me. Alex should know.